Hello, welcome to JLJ this evening. I'm James Lott Jr., and I'm again this week doing 5 episodes each night of JLJ. I got to do the opposite of JLJ this evening. I did this once before, like a month ago, and it was successful. People liked it. I'm trying to get some programming at nighttime, and so I'm going to do this every once in a while until I can come on live and do this. I'm just a little too busy right now. Watch my episode this morning of JLJ this morning, and I explain everything that I'm doing on that show. Or if you're listening, go to JLJ this morning to listen, and you'll hear everything I'm doing. That's why I'm so busy. I'm going to go over it again tonight. But I'm just busy. I'm busy working. I'm totally taking care of business. It's feast or famine, right? I was on here begging for money, trying to get stuff together, trying to get some help because this is a business. And still, money's always help. You want a super chat, super thanks, donations, always welcome. It goes towards something. But right now, I'm actually working on some stuff outside of California. So anyway, it's another story. I also want to tell you that this Saturday, sign up. It's only $10. Sign up. We're doing an all-you-can-eat Zoom, so to speak. And so we have lots to talk about. It's the only Zoom I'm doing this month because I haven't done a Zoom this month. I'm just too busy. But I have Saturday open from San Francisco. I'll be in San Francisco. And we're going to do a Zoom from at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 Eastern. It'll be anything: mental health, happy hour, soaps, the world, politics. Well, we can talk about whatever you want. Tea, everything. We're going to talk about it all. And that's going to be this Saturday. So sign up, sign up, sign up. If you follow me on social media, platform. If you follow me on any social media platforms, you got to do it. Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, that. It's all there. It's all there. So you can check it out. I have some allergy stuff happening, so my voice is a little weird. I keep my throat wet. Keep it wet. But it's been very windy here, and so it's really weird. But I have my emergency, all my stuff. I'm not sick or anything, but I have all my stuff and everything. So I want to talk about, and this is what I'm going to do every night this week. I'm going to talk about something that is just going on for me, and this was about disappointment. I've had people, my mentees, ask me, "James, how do you handle disappointment?" A lot of my friends are going through stuff, and things are happening for them that are not the greatest, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing. And I want to show that I do understand disappointment. It's nothing new. It's part of life, and it happens. And I have one myself recently, and that is, and part of it, there's two sides to it. You can always show it's not just one sided. So I'm always very honest with you guys what's going on. So I'm going to tell you. So I have a show that I only started because this person wanted to start this. Now, of course, you could change your mind, but it's just but it's been no discussion, and I've just chosen not to even push it. I've tried to. I mean, I can be very aggressive and very just like straightforward. Like, okay, why are we doing this? And I just like, and now I'm getting older. I'm like, you know what you're doing on your end. If you know you have an obligation, you stop calling, or or I text you or message you, and you read it, but don't comment or don't even get back to me later. I give leeway. I'm like, okay, you read it. You're in the middle of something, you read it. that was me last year with my mom. You read it, then you think you come back to it later. You don't, maybe you don't. But at some point, if you're involved with someone, any kind of partnership, you can reach out to them anyway at some point, right? Even to see how they're doing or whatever. So I have a show that I just put an end cap to it. I did it solo, but I did it in the vein of our show. It's called A Black Guy and a White Guy Confront. I He sold my partner of that, the white guy, sold me on the concept, and I loved it. We have been up to that point doing special talks on my show, Extra Connections. I suggest you listen to all of them. They're so much fun. We have a great time. We come from similar worlds, but different. But we're trying to show people how just have discussions. Discussions are good. And so that's something that we've been doing and for years at this point. And we developed a friendship, and I met his family, and then he's come to LA and everything. And then some stuff happened personally for his family they had to take care of, which I understand that too, because I went through that to myself. But this person now has a whole, I'm seeing online, a whole different, I guess it's changed their whole life on some level online. And I don't know fully what's going on, but I've reached out many times. It's like, oh, I just want to see how you're doing, blah, blah. But now there's enough time. I did inquire about the show. And I got something like, I forgot. It was like something that was very much like, well, one day I'll get back to you, or something like it was very, for me, it came across very lackadaisical. Or I guess it could be interpreted, it wasn't important. Came back to it just wasn't, I mean, just be just really frank. It wasn't important to them right now. And that happens too, right? That happens too. So on my end, I have to accept that stuff because everybody changes and people but for me, I'm looking at it going, I miss doing the show. It took us like we took out an hour of our day once a week to do it, or two once every couple of weeks. Like I'm always like, listen, we can bend it. We can maybe do a couple of episodes at once, and then you can the rest of the month off. Like I'm always like, it was so much fun. It was something fun that you sold me on that I didn't have to do, and then and that's it. And then so now it's been like over a year, I think, at this point, and it's like still just no conversation, and I have not pushed it. I've just decided to end it. It can be restarted again if one day we start talking again, and I stopped texting everything, messaging to you. I was like, I've messaged and all that. I'm just kind of saying that, but that's so I'm disappointed. That's the the topic of this discussion. How do you manage that? Well, you got to be an adult. You got to be an adult and just go, okay. People change their minds. People have lives that you have no idea about. I have no idea what's going on in his life. No, I have none whatsoever. In terms of like behind the scenes, I see what he's doing, some stuff professionally online because we follow each other professionally, but nothing behind the scenes. I have no idea. I have a lot of other things I'm doing. So luckily that wasn't the only thing I was doing. It was one of the only things I was doing, or like one of the few things I was doing that I might have been aggressive and pushed more for answers. But because it's just one of the main things I do, I guess I will admit it didn't. I'm not super pressed, but I was disappointed because I really enjoyed doing it. It was a lot of fun, and also it was very timely. In a world where people are yelling at each other and fighting, we weren't doing that. We were listening. We would listen to each other. There were a couple times I got triggered. There were a couple times he got triggered. But we talked it through. We didn't just shut down. We didn't just say, never mind. We kept going. And I felt like we were a great example. I had another friend of mine that I did stuff like this with, and he passed away. And he was Republican, Dr. Christopher Metzler. And we used to get together and talk online. It was, again, it was great. We had commonality. We had difference, but we had civility. And that's what we need more of. And you can't do it, and you can't do it with everybody. I had chemistry with both these guys, but one died, and I'm sad. I'm sad, and this is disappointing that he died. But I'm really sad about his death. He was a great guy. But my other friend, he's alive and well. I'm actually going to the Bay Area. And he lives up there. And I'm disappointed and also resentful that I had to be put in this position where I'm feeling this way. And I'm gonna work through it, and I'll be fine. So I'll let it go. You have to go through. At least walk through the stages. But it was like he and I talked about stuff like this in on our shows with other people. Um, and are we still friends? I'm sure we're still friends. We can still talk, but I'm sure we're still friends. We didn't have a falling out. Nobody fought or anything. And that's disappointing too, because it's just the silence. Like I said, I've texted and I've messaged and no response. So I can only do so much, right? You can't be, can't really do anything. Um, I do know where he lives. I'm not going to his house. But I do understand that people lives pivot and take a change. And for some of us who are on the other end going, but what happened? It does hurt. You have to be able to acknowledge the hurt. It's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to be like, that really sucks. And it's okay to, don't anybody tell you it's not okay. You can say, I'm disappointed that this show isn't going on, that he just will not answer back, and that's life. But on the same ticket, you have to be an adult and go, yeah, let it go. You can't make people do what you can't make people do what you want you to do. And life has to go on. So I did a last episode just with me. I kind of thanked everybody, and people listened to it, so I'm like, thank you. But these shows that we did, I think it's like 12 of them. I'm just kind of like a little mini series we did, and I think you should listen to it. A black guy and a white guy confront. It's audio only. He didn't want to do video, so it's audio only. And we had a great little format. We pick a topic and talk about it for like a half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour. And we kept it. It's like my conversation with Melissa, coffee and conversation, but more pointed. And we had a great time. And they're evergreen. They're evergreen issues. So I say, so I'm kind of promoting it too. So I'm going, check it out if you ever had a chance to listen to them. You think. And who knows? I have someone new in my hosting world that could be something we're going to do. I'm gonna change the name. I mean, that show is that show. I'm not gonna do the rotating white guy. Like, here's a new white guy. It's just, I'm not gonna do that. I'll give it a new name. But I'm thinking of doing something, another mini series. I was doing Extra Connections race talk, Extra Connections music. Like, I'm thinking I might do something on that lines with someone else where we did a show. Actually, check it out. It's Extra Connections with Jock Statler. We did it from Clinton, Indiana. It got a lot of attention. We had a great time. So I'm thinking about that. A little side, a little something, little reoccurring series. And so I'll keep you posted. That's something I'm thinking about. Because I like the theme of two different people from different sides talking. And that's what we'll just talk. And I think that's a great idea. So anyway, so something that we're thinking about. Um, I'm an ideas guy, you know that. And some shows end, some shows come to their natural end, and and other things are born, right? So that's why I kind of wanted to let you know that disappointment's hard in anything, but you have to handle it. Be a big boy or a big girl, just handle it, but feel the emotions of it. Try not to be too blamey and petty and all that. That doesn't really help anything. Try to be clear about the whole situation if you can. It's a little cloudy sometimes when you're upset. Emotions are emotions, but try to wade through that and be clear of the big picture. Like I said, I'm open to the universe. He could text me tomorrow. He could see this and juggle something. He says, James, I want to restart the show, do a second season or whatever. And I'll probably do it. I'll like doing it. So, um, but just handle everything. Just handle it. Try to take care of yourself and your emotions, but also just to handle it. Like I said, I'm putting out 4 more episodes after this. So every night after, I think I do it at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 Eastern. I release a new episode of the show of JLJ this evening. And one day I might do it live. We'll see what happens. Also, if you're listening, hi listeners. We are on all streaming service platforms, audio you think of. I'm James Lott Jr. Good evening.